The creative force behind our much-admired opening titles is graphic designer McCallum. We followed him as he gave them a new look.
My name's McCallum and I'm the creative director at Kemistry, and we're sitting in the boardroom at Kemistry and about to talk about bygone days and how it all happened. We had to just work with what we had, really, and it was all about storytelling. That was the thing you had to sort of bear in mind. And Jackanory was a sort of, again, a very, very simple idea. It was like a famous actor would sit in a chair and tell a great story, and it would be illustrated. Very simply, just drawings on cardboard, put on a caption stand, they were called, in the studio. It'd be done live, and the camera would cut back and forth between the pictures and the actor. Well, it was very, very low tech. I mean, it was ink and paper and pencils and brush and gouache and just simply, it was a monster, really, because it would gobble up pictures. So there was 5 programs a week, and there would be 50 or 60 pictures that you'd have to do for 1 week's Jackanory. So things like Monty Python, for example, would never survive in this day and age because and Blackadder, because the first series were failures. You know, the first Monty Python, everybody said, "What on earth is this?" You know, in today's world, it would just say, "Right, that's axed." But at that time, there was sufficient people there who could see, right, there's something really good here. My job was to do the opening title sequences and then lots of props for the show and then the closing title sequences. But it was kind of, they were sort of open for ideas, really. So, I mean, you could, you know, the titles of the episodes and all that stuff. And it was just wonderful to see this little sort of gem being polished and made and to feel sort of part of it, really. Well, the BBC Two logo, you know, the very first one, the symbol for BBC One was the world. And I remember going to lunch, when I just got there, I remember going for lunch one day and there's a door on the way, and I thought, I wonder what's in there. Being nosy, opened it. And there was this little, it was only about that big, little world just turning around, you know. And then when BBC Two started, they had a similar sort of mechanical model made, and the 2 was made up of stripes, so it would come around and interlock and make the 2 and then move off again. So it was a series of cylinders with a stripe on the edge, so as they'd all lock up in one particular place. So the very first digital machine was called, well, it was called Eric, and it came off with an engineer's name. And Eric was the first sort of tablet, really. The first thing you could sort of draw on a tablet and it would appear on a screen. And you sit there with the cans on and you sort of stylus, you know, waiting for your cue to send the picture. So Kemistry is now 16 years old and we've done lots and lots of projects. And the CNN, when was that? It was about 2004, maybe, something like that. And that was quite a big moment because it was, again, it's a word broadcaster, and we were able to give them a sort of design strategy, which they very bravely took on, really. And it did actually change the face of news. I think we did. Well, because CNN was the first 24-hour news channel, and the idea was that 24-hour news happens 24 hours a day, and that before that, the TV happened at midday, 7 o'clock, 10 o'clock, whatever times it were, and you had these sort of half-hour or less shows. His big idea was that, you know, you had a 24-hour news channel around the clock that would report breaking news as it came in, so on. I mean, the biggest early project we got was Discovery Europe. Discovery was an American, exclusive American TV channel, and it was the start of that sort of globalization as well. So things like Nat Geo and Discovery Channel were pitching up in Europe, expanding their market. So I did the European launch of the Discovery Channel, which was the sort of first, I suppose, big project that I'd handled. Well, London Live is absolutely brilliant, and it's the Evening Standard, London Evening Standard, have got the franchise for a channel just for London. London Live will have a year of one designer or artist, and then next year we'll change it to somebody else. So in that sense, it's quite a sort of innovative. You know, it's almost like a gallery on air, really. So I'm quite happy to take on the, you know, to look at what young designers who live in a different world than I grew up in. But I can sort of recognise what's right for today, and also it develops them as well, because we give them the opportunity here to sort of, you know, we've taken a lot of people straight from college and just watch them develop and flourish, and I think that's the sort of key to longevity, really. Not sort of try and not get stuck in a particular sort of rut and think that's it, but just keep on moving ahead all the time. The best creative work, in my opinion, or among the best, comes out of London. So we're like really pleased to be sort of at the heart of it.
Great. That's great. Love it. Well done. Do you take American Express?